Ah, right, we're live. I'm always on the wrong side. Hang on a minute. Look, watch this. Just my great Ray over there. He goes. Good day to you.
Hello.
Good day to you too.
Hello.
Thanks for joining my good friend Ray and me for another spectacular edition with dancing girls. We've got drum majorettes. We've got a couple of leftover guys from the Super Bowl. It's going to be one hell of a show. Ray, whoops, smack my mic. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Just waking up from a boring Super Bowl. Oh my goodness.
Oh no. I take it you weren't up for the Buccaneers then.
I was actually going for the Chiefs, man. And I have to, hey, Tom Brady, got to give it to him. He's the greatest of all time. And, they didn't bring it. They did not bring it.
Well, how embarrassing is it that earlier in that day, I'd tweeted about my favorite team, which of course are the Exeter Chiefs, a rugby team. And I'm saying, the game was all right, but they could have done better and stuff. And people are like, well, it's not on till tonight, mate. What are you talking about? I'm like, no, not those Chiefs. I felt such a dude, mate. I did. Oh, wow. We got a show and a half today, have we not?
Yes, we did.
What have you been playing this week, Ray? We've been playing.
Man, so I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk 2077. What I'm doing now is just collecting cars. I got up to 20 cars. I modified my my character to the fact like he just can't be stopped. He's like a machine. So what I'm doing is I just go to town and take on the gangs. I've been playing that. That about and FIFA. I've been playing some FIFA and Madden, playing sports.
Yeah, that's a great thing now, isn't it? You got your Madden, you got your. It's FIFA. FIFA's not out yet.
Well, I play it on
other platforms.
Other platforms, but I'm playing Madden on. I'm playing in the league. Oh man, I lost 31-28 to a field goal kick, and it was 30 seconds left. That's like being in stoppage time, folks. And somebody kicks a goal, all right, in stoppage, like right when they're about to blow the whistle and the game is over with, and they kick the damn goal. That's how it is, a field goal kick, like seconds. And so I lost 28-31. It was a heartbreaker.
I haven't a clue what you're talking about, mate. But I do feel your pain. I do feel your pain.
I gotta get you on Madden, man. I gotta get you on Madden.
I'm just flicking through some of the chat from our lovely chat people that all popped up to say hi. Is your
I
homie.
Hate Ray's face. That's all right. Your mom loves his face.
Yeah, Ray's mom loves his face. And we've got Stadia dads in the house. We got Holtz in the house. We got Stadia Pro Gaming. We've even got Stadia Vet Gaming, who was first in.
Breakpoint.
There he is. Oh, and the legend. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, Ariel. The Legend 21 is Ariel.
Is it Ariel? Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
He turned 19 just not too long ago. Turned 19 years old.
Did he? Why has he got 21 in his name then?
I have no, because
is he showing us some fake ID thing going on here, mate, or what? Is he trying to get it? He managed to get into the chat by faking his age, didn't he? Did you see that? Jeez, you can't just buy yourself in, Ariel. My, what the heck? What have I played this? Oh, I finished Watchdog Legions. Is it Watch Dogs Legion? I always get the S in the wrong place.
Yes.
I enjoyed it in the end. I whinged about it to start with, but I got into it. And then I've jumped back into Valhalla now as well. So making my way through the old Ubisoft Plus, mate. It's rather spectacular.
My favorite publisher.
Is it?
Yeah, love Ubisoft.
Well, listen, pack show. So let's make haste. You know what's coming up. You know what it is, folks.
Yes, I did.
Here
it comes.
It's my favorite. Here it is. It is, honest. Look, it is, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on?
Who is it, Ray?
That is my good friend BlakeStadia.
Woohoo!
How's it going?
That's my bash brother. Blake, the reason I'm praising you, brother, is I love your passion. I love your dedication to the audience. You put on a hell of a stream. If you guys have not seen BlakeStadia, you guys need to watch him. He brings it. He makes you laugh. He gets you excited. He's always interacting with the streams and talking to everybody. He's just a wonderful, wonderful person.
He's also, you may spot this, he's actually broadcasting live from Sputnik right now. He's actually a cosmonaut, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, someone just said in the chat, you're looking cold. You and I share something in common, don't we, Blake?
We do.
They got their blankets
on our legs because it's bloody freezing.
Yep. I'm so glad I'm not alone in that.
No, man. How are you? It's great to have you on the show. Really been looking forward to this.
It's good. No, I'm excited. I've really missed you guys, and I love seeing you guys all the time. And honestly, it's that side, isn't it? No,
I know. Don't worry. It's like
this dude over here. Honestly, he is my mentor. He doesn't realize it, but I love his energy. I feed off his energy, and from
you're pointing the wrong side, mate.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry, Rokk. But yeah, that goes straight back into my streams.
Oh, mate, you've rapidly become one of my favorite streamers. I love the stuff. Like Ray said, your passion, your humor, you're absolutely right up my street, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you on today. It really is. So, Ray, you got any Ray's praise questions for our lovely guest?
Well, I brought him on his show, so it might be just I asked you these questions before, but I'm gonna ask you again. And my first question is, when did you start streaming Stadia?
Well, it all started on one summer's evening. Actually, it wasn't the summer. It was before the summer of last year when I got stuck in lockdown. So I was in lockdown. I was on furlough for 6 months. And I was just stuck indoors. Now, before I even heard of the thing of Stadia, I was actually using a little bit of GeForce Now when it was in beta. Now, I don't have any money, so if I can play high quality games on a scrap of a penny, I will do it. So I was doing that for a bit, and I thought to myself, you know what, I need to see what's going on. And during that time, obviously Stadia was trying to re-promote themselves, and they had the 3-month kind of thing going on, and said, you know what, I'll give it a go. And then that was it. Furlough and Stadia combined together, I was hooked at that point.
Same here, mate. Exactly
really?
The same. Yeah. I mean, I started in Feb, so it was only a month before we really kind of hit the skids. So, the two then kind of combined, but it's been my salvation without a shadow of a doubt.
Same here.
Well, that's a bit grim, isn't it? Should we live it up? I'm sorry. Let's have a hug. Let's have a group hug.
All right. This is my next. I got another question.
Far away.
Why the hell would you have your mates in front of you and you turn on the blowtorch? Why would you blow up your mates in front of you? We played Zombie Army 4 yesterday with Lukey 6, and holy cow, man! There was like fire, gasoline tanks, and he just, when you played, you just go shoot everywhere, or what's?
Mate, if you've seen my previous streams, I don't have any time to sit there and try and work out logistically and strategically what I need to do. If there's a sprint button, I'll run in, and if I've got a flamethrower that I can literally grab the Stadia controller, hold that side of the button, and spin around, I'm gonna be doing it. And if you're in that vicinity, that's your fault.
I've seen his Division 2 video. I know exactly what you're dealing with.
And I asked you this before, but man, I love your answer you gave me last time. But why Stadia? Thank you, Warlock. Why Stadia?
Stadia. Well, do you know what? The biggest thing about Stadia for me is I love the fact that I get to play all the games that I really enjoy, and I get to play it on a low budget. But the biggest thing, if I was to put it down to one word about Stadia, and again, there's other cloud gaming platforms out there which are fantastic and cutting edge, but for me, Stadia, it spells one word: convenience. That you can be a hardcore gamer, you can be a casual gamer, you can be a mobile phone gamer, you can be a whatever gamer. As long as you've got an internet connection, you can be a gamer, and I love that idea of I can grab my game. I was saying to you last time, I was playing a Scott Pilgrim on the train to London on my mobile phone, like literally with the touchscreen pad. And then when I came home, I was on my big TV playing Cyberpunk. I'm like, what other console or TV or PC does that, you know? And I'm not forking out any pennies. That's the biggest thing for me about Stadia is you can play the hardcore games, relive your teenage dreams of getting stuck in and glued onto your video games, and not have to break the bank, not have to convince your better half why you need to get a loan for a gaming PC or have a monthly subscription for an internet connection. I don't know what you call it on PlayStation, where you have to pay monthly to get your internet and stuff like that. You don't need that, you know? And that's just been my passion, and it just works. I mean, yeah, granted, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but it just works, and I love it.
When are we going to see the BlakeStadia show?
The BlakeStadia. Well, you're already seeing it, I guess. I don't know. You're like,
nah, brother. Streaming is one thing, but oh my god, just like Rokk, you know, Rokk has that like legendary voice, you know, and he knows how to do the interviews.
I've got to take it back next week, right? I just realized it's running out.
Brother, your energy, and oh my god, it's like, you know, you're like a breath of just air, like
alcohol.
Fresh, you know, just
God. Oh yeah.
Yes.
God bless you. He is. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Blake. Oh, Ray's absolutely right. You should be looking into. But you've only just started, mate, haven't you?
I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest.
What is it with these people wanting more of you? Let him grow his little wings, and he's a fledgling Robin chick. Whereabouts in Britain are you, Blake?
Based on my accent, and actually more points to Ray if he can get this. But where do you think I'm from?
Scotland, Ray. Scotland.
No.
Go on, Ray.
He said it on the show, man.
Do you remember?
I do remember. I do remember you talking about it. I do remember.
I did highlight it actually on Valhalla.
He did it. He put it on Valhalla. He's
going through my streams at the moment. Look, he's trying to find it.
He got me. But he did say it on Valhalla, and then somebody else said, "Hey, we're neighbors. I'm right there too." So can you tell the people?
I live in Essex, east from London, so southeast-ish kind of place of England. Not too far from London for those.
Home of Ollie Murs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. And David Beckham.
And I found out on a previous stream that we actually have a university in Essex.
Is it called the University of Essex?
It is called the University of Essex.
Now that surprises me. Oh, brilliant stuff! I've got family in Essex, and there was David Essex. He was you won't remember Ray David Essex. To be fair, Blake probably can't remember David Essex if I'm being honest.
No, I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, I think it was way before your time, mate.
Way before.
He was good. I've got one of his CDs. Clive will remember. There you go. Look, Clive remembers. Essex sounds like Joe Wicks. Yeah. Yeah. A lovely part of the world. Go on, Ray. What?
You there, right? Okay. You froze up a little bit.
Yeah, no, I can see you now, mate.
Okay.
Sorry, were you about to say something?
Blake, what can people, when you're streaming, what are the people going to see when you're streaming? What do they look forward to?
A complete and utter mess, if I'm really honest. I sit there and I try to play my stream. Like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get all that boring streamy stuff out of the way, and I'll go on the game beforehand and go, right, I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to give him something to follow, and then I'm just going to waffle along the way. I start the game, and the moment I hit live stream, everything that was in my head just goes. And then I literally just blag it, and then I just waffle. But one of my things is, what you see on stream, you may not believe it or not. And my wife, I think she's in the stream somewhere, Naomi Gadd, if she's in there. She what you see on stream is actually what happens off stream as well. And I think it's more so for my wife than it is for me. Like, for me, just to get that energy away from her, and if I can put it on a stream and give it to a load of random strangers, and it gives her a break. So what you kind of see is basically just energy and fun. I enjoy the game. I get lost in the storyline. So if you just want to get lost and just see some idiot that looks like an excited little puppy running around in circles on a game, not knowing what he's doing and not making any progress, then that's what you'll find on my streams.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That sounds exactly like me. Yeah. Let's face it, in this day and age, what we want is laugh, isn't it? We want a bit of fun.
Yeah.
We don't want any miserable old sort of I've lost. Which is what you get when you watch me, to be fair. When I game stream.
I'm gonna tune into that.
You don't want to be watching me when I game stream. I can be absolutely honest about that. Right, gentlemen, fantastic. Well, great, as we've already said, to have you with us today, Blake. Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.
You're going to stay with us for the rest of the show, which is our new format, and we're going to kick in with this.
The latest news from Stadia.
Boop. There we go. And the first piece of news today, ladies and gentlemen, actually hot off the press, was there was a This Week on Stadia release. Now, normally this comes out on a Tuesday, doesn't it? It came out today. A lot of people thought, given the recent SG&E news, that it may be a bit bigger than it was. My suspicion, for what it's worth, is that they've probably consolidated the two in the week into one now. So instead of getting Tuesdays and potentially Fridays, I think it is, we're just going to get the Wednesday, which is why it probably kicked off today. You guys had a chance to have a looky poos at this?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm excited about the Little Nightmares Pro. I see that on there, and Crata news looks good.
Yeah.
So Little Nightmares 2, which only about a week ago people were saying, "Oh, we're not scheduled to get it. Well, we're not getting any of the sequels. It's all bad news." Lo and behold, it's popping up tomorrow, and it's free as a Stadia Pro game. So, did you guys play Little Nightmares 1, perchance?
I did play a little bit of Nightmares 1, but it's just Nightmares 1 is just like one of those games that's in my Stadia backlog.
Yeah.
That I need to go back and play. But I love the graphics, the sound effects. I mean, it's a beautiful, wonderful put together game. So I got to go back and finish it.
I think the thing for me is I have a big issue where I tend to put indie games on the back shelf, and I need to not do that, because I remember watching Good Rebel Gaming doing a stream of Crystal.
Crystal.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And just watching it just gave me a completely different perspective on it. And I need to give Nightmares a chance. I've seen a few people say a lot of good stuff, so I will check that out soon.
I played it for a while. It's actually quite a puzzle, isn't it, Ray? It's not simple.
No, and then
for me.
And then sometimes it gets dark sometimes, and I gotta like try and find the characters and I get lost sometimes. But it's a wonderful game. I know a lot of people. That's one of their top indie games was the Little Nightmares. So
it's a very beautiful game. I'm not sure 100%. I think it's a French studio. Somebody in the chat will probably let us know.
Mm-hmm.
But the French have a really unique creative style. They always have had throughout gaming history. I mean, when I go way back into the 80s, and the stuff they turned out was always just visually different.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, really. So anyway, whether you liked it or not, you're getting the second one for nothing if you're a pro subscriber.
I can't beat
it. About that, can you?
And then just then another thing also is that we really honestly we need to support the indies, because those guys, they don't have the huge production money, but they work their tails off to put out good quality games. So we really need to support them. So I'm streaming Figment tonight. So that's a game I said that I need to go and play. So I'm gonna go play that tonight.
Yeah, you said that last week when we did the Rokk review, didn't you? So that's great to watch that. And I think that's what we're going to see more and more of on Stadia. I think it's going to be an indie championing platform, and there's nothing wrong with that, because some of these, as you've rightly said, are absolutely amazing. And whoever curates the games and decides what comes to Stadia, I mean, they're always ensuring that it's the best of the indie games. It's not a lot of old tat, which is what you'd get if I was curating it. To be fair, I would just let it through for $20. That's it. You put your money in that jar and you're in, because that's the way I work. Piku Niku, that arrived. I think it arrives. When does it arrive? Is it? It's already there, isn't it? Yes, it's already there. Now. Yeah, that's already there. If that's your thing, you've been buying that one, chaps.
That's the one where you got to spell it out. Is that right?
No.
I'm thinking another game that recently came out.
It's a I don't know what the hell. It looks like a thing with legs on it.
There it is.
And you have to put. There's puzzles. I was watching some of the videos on it, and the puzzles are actually pretty funny, pretty cool. Yeah. So I think you're the red one.
It's excuse me. Been out for about a year, I think, on Switch. Wherever it was, it became a bit of a favorite amongst Twitch streamers. So I think it's an odd looking, almost, you look at it and think, I could knock that up with a crater, but it is it's actually got quite a following. So I don't know, it would be interesting. It does. Dave says it looks like the Mr. Men. It does, Dave, you're right. It looks like somebody's hack of the Mr. Men. But anyone that's purchased that in the chat, if you want to tell us what you thought of it, that would be interesting to find out. But either way, it's available right now. Oops, let's log back, sign out, sign in, and sign back in. There we go. I think it's about $12, isn't it? So it's about, where are we? Yeah, $13, $10. It's reduced, so it's $10.39, and it was normally $13. So you got a little bit of a discount.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna get it, because my problem with me sometimes is you look at a game and you judge a book. Don't judge a book by its cover. Get to play it. Get to play, because I honestly I thought Figment was weird, and then I started playing it, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually a good game. And I watched some of the puzzles. There was one puzzle that I actually want to play, and I want to try that out in this game.
It does have a big following in the places that it has been released before. As I said, on Twitch, they all think it's quite a chuckle. So why not? Now, another piece of news. This is big news, actually. Joining Bomberman and Disney 2. Destiny 2.
You heard it first here, folks.
You heard it first here, folks. That's it. Coming to Pixar soon. Destiny 2 is Creator Starter Edition. So this is now. Good. Now, what's interesting is I always thought this would happen, but I like what they're doing. They're basically saying the version you got as a pro came with all the additional stuff, different textures, and all sorts of add-ins and plugins and what have you. But the basic edition, which obviously still lets you build games, is now going to be free for anybody at roughly the same time as it's released on the Epic Store. So it's soon coming out on PC as well. So it's great. You now have an option to play it on Stadia, and if you like it, buy it if you want to on Stadia, or buy it on PC if that's your thing. And also, beta testing today is a version of crowd play. Now, the thing I like about this is that you can jump in and build games as well as play the games that your friends or enemies are putting together. They had a kind of version of this, didn't they, initially? So they could share a link with you and you could go in and do stuff. But it's been enhanced now so that it's available through the actual UI, the actual Stadia UI on the browser. So very similar, of course, to Hitman 3. Much of a Creator fan, Blake? Did you ever get your head into this one?
I didn't give it as much time as I should have, if I'm really honest. And I think the issue is this. One of the things I love about Creator is it's very countercultural in the gaming world because we're consumers in a gaming world, aren't we? We want to be led. We want the illusion that we're in control, but we like to be led in a game, don't we? That's how most games work. Whereas creator, you are the storyteller, you are the author and the player, and you've got to get yourself out of that box. So basically, you're getting basically a free platform now to be creative, and it's going into that and having that creativity to make your own game, make the games the way you wanted it. And I've seen so many people put their content out on YouTube, and some people make some really incredible stuff who's got zero coding experience, and then the reward they get from seeing people play their games and work it out and not try and beat the system or something, I think for them it was more of a reward, some of them said, than it was actually becoming a consumer of games, like being told what to do. If anything, they can be the game master. So I need to dive back in, but like I said, I'm more of a I normally like to be led as opposed to be the one being the leader.
As a pencil, you prefer to be led, and I think
that's the moral.
I think that's absolutely perfect, mate. Do you know, the thing for me is that if I wasn't the ripe old age that I am, so 20 years ago, I'd have been all over this. You know, that was back then. I a massive passion to learn software. You know, Photoshop 1 or whatever it was, and I'd be thumbing through the manual, learning all the. Now I can't be bothered, but which is horrible because I've always loved doing this kind of thing. So I think, you know, if you do have the patience that you tend to lose as you get older, then it's fantastic to have it. And it's been unique up until now on Stadia, and definitely something I've always said. I think we should try and promote and encourage. And you're right, Blake. I mean, you know, Bryant Chappell, Nerf Report, has done some amazing stuff with his
Lava Room, people. The lava. He did the Lava Room. Blake, you ever played Prop Hunter?
Prop Hunter, no.
Oh my God, dude, mate. Look, it is an awesome game where you run around. It's like hide and seek, but you disguise yourself as a prop.
So the Prop Hunter gaming creator, of course. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize that was his name. Yeah, of course.
So I love that game. There's some other games in there. I think I'm old, Rokk, and I feel you on that. But I'm trying to come back, man. I'm trying to grab my youth.
It's true,
I'm trying to play. I'm gonna be completely honest, people. I used to just like playing games by myself. But now with the Stadia family, my new brothers and sisters, the whole multiplayer, the rock stars at night have kind of brought me back to like loving multiplayer games. And so with this creator, dude, what's the coolest thing? Building a game with your friends, you know, and putting it together and stuff like that. Now I know some people, I know Brian, he says he likes, nope, I don't want nobody building or messing with my game. I just want to build it myself. But you know, you can share, build something together. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. I think so too. I mean, it's great to see it. The third free forever title on Stadia. So, you know,
Shut up, Dino.
What's not to love? What's Dino telling you, mate? Is he upsetting you?
He says Ray loves playing by himself. LOL.
I have no idea. As Michael Scott on The Office says, that's what she said.
Hey.
I loves me The Office.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, I'm on. We've been rerunning them, my daughter and I, and we've been watching them binge styley for about 4 weeks. We're on season 6 now.
Nice.
Every spare minute, she said, "Dad, we put The Office on. Come on in." Absolutely love it. Right. What else we got? Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle. That's got an update for the Chinese New Year, Ray. Year of the Ox.
Yes, the Ox. The Year of the Ox.
Which is this Friday. I was going to impress you with my sort of recitation of Happy New Year in Chinese, and I went to listen to it in Google and realized all these years I've been telling Chinese people something that is not that. So I decided I would keep it to myself.
I can teach you a few lessons if you like.
Can you speak Chinese, Blake?
I lived in China for 2 years.
Get out.
There you go.
Come on then. Happy New Year in Chinese.
Just a 新年快乐.
That is exactly it. That's what I heard earlier. I've been saying "Who Fat Choi" something.
Fat Choi.
I have no idea what it was. All these people in Chinese restaurants are like, "What? What's he just
I know what you mean.
I can't help it. But I'll get on. So were you teaching? That tends to be the favourite thing.
Yeah, I was teaching, but also studying the language. So I was a teacher, English teacher, but also a Chinese student, and I travelled all over the country as well. So yeah,
Fantastic.
this was pre-COVID.
Rock, did you hear?
Highlighting.
Oh, and I travel around the country.
Post.
That's all.
Post,
I just traveled around the country. That's all. That's all.
It was an opportunity that came, and I grabbed it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, also quite good if you ever move to Australia, because the connections with Australia now are massive, aren't they?
Yeah.
But there you go. Well, what a funny little rat hole that was that we discovered. I love discovering this stuff about guests.
Yeah.
Do you still teach, or was that
not at the
just
moment?
of
No,
the
I've
moment?
gone back to my my previous job back in the UK. I do IT purely because we need the income. Being an English teacher here in the UK, it's being a teacher to those as a foreigner, so for teaching English as a second language.
Yeah.
It's a lot less money than what it would be to be an actual teacher in the UK.
Sure.
So right now we just need the cash. So I escaped it, but if I could go back to it, I would. I love it. I do enjoy doing stuff with like young people and empowering them and equipping them. I love all that kind of stuff.
Ah, brilliant.
Anyway, sorry, I'm diverting the
No, it's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Somebody said to me once, what is ICT? I said, ICT, it's a cold cup of PG tips.
I'm going to use that.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, there you go. Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle is coming out this week. Big, massive Lunar New Year thingy, Bob. So that's if you've got Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle, have you got that one, Ray?
You know what? I do have it. I don't play it. My good friend Anthony and your mama knows he loves it.
Yeah.
Loves that game. He loves Pac-Man.
He loves it.
I love playing with. Oh, you son! You know what? I'm gonna be a professional on the show, but afterwards, you know where I'm coming. I'm gonna come get you.
I sense a dance off coming. Loads of sales as always. We've got 2K games. Borderland, is that even less than it was? What are we looking at now? $19, about 15, 16 quid.
Yeah.
That's virtually throwaway, isn't it?
Yeah, you should get for that much. You should get that. You should
Hugely.
I've got it on.
Hey, look, NBA 2K21. Okay, basketball. Basketball is international, folks. Come on, play some basketball. Let's get a basketball league.
It's been lower than that, hasn't it, Ray? NBA. I remember they did a special
the first one. I mean, damn, what was $1, $2?
Yeah, we had
£2.20.
It's like this is people. The season's not even it's not even over with yet. You're like mid-season, I think, in the NBA. So to get that's a really, really good.
No,
deal.
you're right. These are great prizes. WWE 2K. That's only just come out.
Right.
Well, relatively recently, mind you, so is PGA. So there's some great deals going down here.
Yeah.
We've got a big old Assassin's Creed sale.
I'm looking at the special Stadia Pro member. Like I am a Pro member. What's my special discount?
That's a good shout. I didn't even think of that. Let's have a quick look at the pro deals. What we got going on? 15. Sorry, you're not seeing this because I keep forgetting you're in that screen. Hang on a second. Doopy-dooby-doo. Hey, kitty. Here we go. So these are in GBP, but just add 30% roughly on top. So Assassin's Creed, that's down to 15 pines. What's Valhalla then? What have they put that in as? Let's have a look. 42. I'll stick with me Ubisoft Plus free version. I think that's nothing wrong with that. It's a great game. Actually, it's massive, Ray. I'm on 45 hours and I don't think I'm anywhere near completion. So that's a huge one.
Just wait. Out of curiosity, where do you live? You live in the UK, right?
Me?
You know where this is going.
Where's
how have you got Ubisoft Plus? It's not in the UK yet, right?
Yeah, no, it's not on Stadia, but it is everywhere else.
Gave me a heart attack. I was going to jump off the stream and start.
No, dear boy. I would play it on Stadia if we had it in the UK, but as we don't, I'm playing it on GeForce.
What is wrong with you, Ubisoft? Get it in the UK.
I know. You can't be blaming me. Everything else.
They have Siege.
Oh, Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, absolutely.
Which that is massive.
It's all going to come, mate. I'm sure of it. Craters 20 Pines, if you want the full-on deluxe edition. So if you try out the free one and think, I wouldn't mind those additional bits and pieces, then 20 of your English. Any road up. So that's all that. Very good. Lots of cheap stuff. Ray's already starting to think about what to get him treat himself to, which is awesome. How many games are we up to now, Ray?
I think I'm at 120, 124 or 125.
I think I'm about 80. Way behind you. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
But I think
awesome.
there's someone that's out there that got more. I think one guy I talked to, he's got like 130.
Wow.
So
I don't know if you had all the pro games.
But I'm being real. I'm just being honest. Certain games that I know now that are going to be pro, I'm going to wait, because every time I buy it the following week,
I know, mate. I know this is the problem, isn't it? You know,
it goes on sale or it's a pro game, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I spent $50 one week. The game went on sale for $30 the next week.
If it was like 6 or 7 months down the line, I would kind of accept it. But then, like a few weeks later,
I was like, "Are you killing me?"
Yeah. No, it's a fair shout. I agree. It's a shame because it does kind of put you off, doesn't it? But what do you do?
But I want to be a supporter, though. I do want to support those indie guys. There's a lot of great, and I've talked to some of these indie guys. They're wonderful people. So I also want to support Stadia, and I want to support the indie guys.
Yeah, so. Definitely.
Hugely.
Big shout out to our friend Ray Chase there. How are you, my friend? Thank you very much for popping along. Very good to see you. So anyway, that's what we got today. And as I say, I think the reason they moved it to Wednesdays, there'll be one a week from now on. I don't think we'll see two a week. And that's what's happening there, which, fair
But
dues.
remember, people, we got 400 and something plus games.
Holding to those words.
Coming by next Wednesday. So
I got a busy 7 days.
Yeah, Ray's going to be buying all 400. Next up on the old news, courtesy of our very good friends over at Stadia Source, Ember. Now, Ember was Ember a pro game? I forget now. I know I've got it. I can't remember if I bought it or not. It was an early access, wasn't it? So it was
it was one of the first early access games, and then I think they made it a pro game.
Okay. I think I bought it when it first came out, but there's a big old update. As it says here, and I think that's live today. So if you've got Ember, or you claimed Ember, then go and claim it because it's got.
My wife, she's still watching. She's gonna love this. She's glued to this game. I don't know why she's obsessed with throwing people off buildings and chucking them on trampolines. I'm like, honey, what are you doing?
She ever been in trouble for arson?
Not yet.
You want to watch out. Keep matches away from her, mate. Won't you? Don't let her near naked flames. Naked. Last thing you want. So that's that one. What else we got here? We got there's this piece of news as well. I only just spotted this earlier. So we kind of knew, or we kind of know that Saints Row the Third is coming because it's been cleared for Stadia. But a tweet today from the official Saints Row Twitter account says has given us the biggest hint yet that it is indeed coming. Do you guys know about this?
I knew it was coming. My son is a huge Saints Row fan. He's a huge Saints Row fan. I don't even know why I let him play with it. Some of the stuff that's in that game, but he what
are you talking about?
But this is huge. This is huge.
Yeah.
This is huge. Because we won our GTA 5. This is about as close you're gonna get to GTA 5 right now. Is the Saints.
When the Saints come marching in. Exactly. And it's was it an Xbox game or a PC game?
Xbox, I think it was.
My son played it on Xbox and he played it on PlayStation. I think it was on. Wasn't it on all of them?
Probably was, to be fair. I don't I can't. Yes, it is. Yes, it is on PlayStation. You're right, because
Yeah.
it's on PS Now actually,
Right.
over there. But remastered,
Yeah.
which is
This
always
is this
nice.
is great. This is
That is good.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
I'm just worried about letting this play for too long because I know what you're saying
they're
about
not
some
gonna-
of the stuff.
They're not. I don't think they're gonna show the stuff in the trailer, but
I can't
yeah.
afford to get pulled. I've got a goat, 3 chickens to support, mate. And look, here you go. And Anthony, it's her favorite game, and yes, it's on PlayStation. I'm assuming that's. Oh yeah, it's his wife. My wife. I said to my. Hang on a minute. I said to my wife earlier. I said, "Put your finger on your forehead." So she went like this. I said, "Just move it over a bit." And she went, "Yeah." What? I went, "Look, wife, I." Bless
See
her.
why she fell for you.
Mate, she didn't find it very funny. I've got to be completely honest with you.
That's why he's freezing with his blanket.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of there, boy. Now the final story, which I'll just cue up here.
I know where you're going.
You know where we're going.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, we've gone there, mate. We've gone there. So, Terrara Bundie, as they used to sing in clubs and pubs up and down the country. So, guys, what are your thoughts on this one?
The poor guy couldn't get into his account. I've been there. I've been locked out of Twitter. I've been locked out of my Instagram. And I got to admit, it is kind of frustrating. But sometimes, there's two sides of every story. We've heard his rant. I mean, he ranted and he ranted and he ranted and ranted on Twitter. We haven't heard the other side. So, it's sometimes people, stuff happens. I don't know if Google did it, locked them out deliberately. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't very happy, and it basically led to him pulling Terraria, which we'd only found out the week before, a few days before, had been cleared for Stadia. And I know Duncan, my good friend Duncan over at Cloudy, he was really quite excited about this game. He thought this is big news for Stadia. Now, again, not necessarily my kind of game, but any game that's already got a bit of a fan club and a bit of a following, it ticks the boxes, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's a real shame. And as you rightly said, Ray, it's difficult to know because, firstly, as we know, Google rarely responds to any negativity. That's just their thing. We've seen so much of it over the last year, and they never respond to it. Alex Hutchinson was the only time that they ever came out and said, well, we're not particularly happy about this. So it's probably never going to happen in front of the camera. And that's a shame, really, because I think it does need. And I read, basically what the guy is saying is that a few weeks before his account, there was some issue on YouTube where YouTube had taken his channel down for a brief period, said there was some content on there that violated their terms and conditions. And then they popped it back and said, don't worry, we've removed the content. And he's like, well, I haven't put anything on there for 3 or 4 months. And any of my followers, nobody got a notification that there was a new video. Now, I've had experience. As you know, I lost 500 subscribers. I was almost at 2,000. I dropped almost back down to 1,000. And, I wasn't happy, and they refused to give me any explanation. So I've been there. I know what they're like. They are, at the end of the day, a monotheistic religion.
Well, see, I want to tell you guys. See, you guys are gonna laugh, but see, I'm the gaming sideboard, Ray347 on Twitter. Those bastards thought I was a bot. They thought I was a bot, and they closed my freaking account. So I said, "Look, I am the sideboard. I'm not a bot. Please give me back my Twitter account. I'm not a bot. I'm a sideboard." They said, "Sorry," and I got my account back.
That is crazy. What bot's going to say, hello, I'm a bot? Wow. There's some
dear.
really odd stuff goes on there. But Ellie rode up. He wasn't very happy. And then he complained. Next thing, his Google account, his Gmail account, everything else was locked up. And, he's not got any responses. We don't know what he's been saying or what's happening with his account or anything else. But either way, he's taken it to Stadia for some bizarre reason. He's decided to pick on Stadia and saying that under no circumstances whatsoever are they going to release Terraria, which I always thought was a thing you kept your turtles in on Stadia, and but it's going to be okay anywhere else. So if you've got it on Android or Google Play or anywhere else, you shouldn't have an issue. So
I just think though, as a CEO, there's certain ways you handle yourself as a boss. If you're a boss, there's certain ways you gotta, to go on Twitter and to rant. And like I said, there's two sides of every story, and I know he's probably really, really mad. I went and ranted on Twitter before about stuff, but you're a CEO of a game company, and you do business. I mean, I don't know. I could have handled that a different way, and I'm just saying. But
he just used the Stadia as leverage, really, because he knows Stadia wasn't going so well. It's a game, so putting it on there. So you know what? Let me just twist the arm just a little bit further, and then those who are not big fans of Stadia anyway, I'll be like that. I mean, I actually did. I went onto YouTube today and I deliberately tried finding people who don't believe it or not. There's people who don't like Stadia. I don't know if you know, but I went to check them out, and it was just pure fuel. It was just like, look, guys, see, terrible platform.
Yes. Yep.
And it was nothing to do with Stadia in the first place. It was purely this guy's gripe between Google, and granted, I'm not a big fan of how Google communicates to their business partners and consumers when it goes to negative things, which is a big shame because they're a fantastic company. There's so many things they do that's really good. Obviously we're using one of their platforms right now, but it's just a shame how that went. So again, as you say, I can't sit there and moan at the guy. I can't sit there and completely moan at the Stadia. There's not enough evidence there for any of us to sit there and take sides. We can only speculate, and we're never going to get the full story. And it's a shame, really.
Yeah, timing could have been better, but as you rightly said, if you've got beef and you're in the storm and you can't get any kind of attention to resolve your issue, then I suppose you use whatever you can. I got a free pair of headphones once from Game by telling 17,000 I had back then, 17,000 followers on Twitter, and I wasn't very happy. And then the chief exec of Game phoned me up and said, go and collect your free headphones. So it can work. Right, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the news as we know it. Right, next up, we just get this in before the end of the
perfect timing.
Shot pass, mate, isn't it? Absolutely shot pass. Is our Rokk review. So let me just queue everything up. We'll get rid of latest news. We'll bring up Rokk review. We'll bring up this. There we go. Now then, what? Can you tell the folks at home, Ray, what this is all about and how we do it?
Sure. Well, the Rokk review is when we get a game and we just want to know, we're casual gamers. So we're not like trying to, graphics and everything like that. It's just from a perspective of a casual gamer. How quickly can you get into the game? Can you pick up from where you left off? How easy is it to play? Is it rewarding? The value of money, that's all. And we just rate it from, like a 1 to a 5.
Perfect. And as we always say, it's taken from the point of the old casual gamer, as opposed to just a review of a game, because everybody does that better than us. We just want people to know if you've got a finite amount of time, is this a game you can jump into? And today's game is Division 2. Now, I happen to know that a lover of Division 2 is none other than one Mr. BlakeStadia, which is why we've got his game running here.
Surprise, mate!
Yeah, we are. So you won't see his lovely little face, but you know that this is what's going on here. So let's start at the very, very top. And Blake, feel free to throw in your thoughts on this. Sure. Ray, how quickly can you get into the game from your library?
I gave it a 4. Because I can click on it and get on it I don't think it's a 5. I gave it a 4. So yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Blake? Did you say it's quick to get into it once you click on the old?
Absolutely. I mean, there are some games on Stadia which I think can take a fair long, quite long. I know there's games that go even quicker than this, but for me, it's good. Like if I want to get into this game again, even on my phone on Wi-Fi, I click go. It doesn't take long at all. I don't think.
Yeah, it actually loads probably the fastest of any platform that Division 2 is on.
Yep. Hugely.
And yeah, it's if you've ever played it on the old consoles, the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, it takes an absolute age, minutes and minutes to load up. So purely in terms of Stadia's advantages, it's really fast to load. As games go, Ubisoft don't have any instant games. They always have that intermediate screen where you have to choose the latest news going on and all that stuff, and then you go forward, choose your character, which is a bit, brr. But I gave it a 4 as well. So it sounds like we're all up on 4 for that one, which is cool. The second in is, can you pick up from where you left off? Now we're at a bit of a disadvantage here because any multiplayer or co-op game, you can't literally stop and start at the same place, can you?
Yeah.
So Ray, what do you think on that?
Well, right now I'm at the last part. I'm fighting Adam. He's like the henchman, the main guy, and so I've been dying over and over. And so when I die, I get placed back a little further, and I'm fighting another group of guys that I had to fight to get to him. So I didn't give it like a 5. I gave it a 4. A 4. I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4.
Yeah. And sorry, Blake.
Please.
I forgot you were there.
Heartbroken. No.
Speak up, boys. Speak up.
I'll step in front of you then. Okay. No, I would give it a 4 too, purely because the style of the game and the platform and how it runs is an open world. And what Ray was talking about there is where you're going through the progressions of maybe a particular mission. That's within the checkpoint. So you may have got really far and not got to the next checkpoint. And if you've logged out, come back in again, and then you might shoot back to the previous checkpoint. I think for the style of game it is, sometimes I'll be in the mid-flow of the game and I'll have to get off. I can just literally disconnect there and then, like where I am right now, I could just obviously stop the battle, leave there, and I'll come back straight in the exact same place. Because of the freedom of being an open world, it has that advantage, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And as I say, on any game that's co-op or multiplayer, it can't take you back to the battle because your mates have gone, or anybody else floating around in the world. So it can only take you back to a checkpoint. But there's some little tricks you can do. Like if you're taking on one of those, I forgot what they're called now. There's those places that where the enemies are, and you can go in and take their little bit of territory. And sometimes you can die and let your mates go in. And by that, I'm talking AI, some bot fellas, and they'll do the job for you. Then you just go and respawn and go back, and it's cleared out. I love doing that. But I gave this a 3 only because and it's not Division's fault. That's how it is in these games. You're never going to start the exact same place. But you guys have given that a 4 each, so that's cool. But just before we move on, I just want to point out, people, if you've never played Division 2, it has one of the unique Stadia features down there in the bottom right corner. So you're seeing Good Rebel, who's in the chat there. Hey, mate. So you're seeing his view from his camera, which is literally, it's a unique feature to Stadia, isn't it? You can't get this in any other game.
Beautiful in 4K. I put it on the big screen. I brought my buddy Kevin over when I was trying to get him to get Stadia, and I told him to come to my house, look at this game in 4K. Oh my God, it's just beautiful.
Right, you can sell anything, you know that, right?
only
you sold it to Kevin.
Only 35 plus years.
Yeah, exactly. But it is a gorgeous implementation. And again, anybody on Stadia that has this has said it's one of the best ports of any game on Stadia, along with Red Dead, Marvel. There's a few on here that are just brilliant. Doom Eternal, but this is a great port. So 4-3. Next question is, how easy is it to pick up and play? Ray.
Oh man, I give it a 4. I give it a 4. You level up, really. Honestly, you don't want to some of the guys that are like a higher level. You want to level up. You want to level up your weapons, your guns, your armor, and all that. So
It's
I
a
give it a
shooter
4.
looter, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a shooter.
Yeah.
So I give it a 4. I give it a 4. It's not like hard. You just you
Shoot shit.
Yeah. It's not hard, and I think it's really easy, and especially when you got your mates in there.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what I played with Daz. I think we played like a couple of hours, and it was probably the best fun I've ever had playing the game was when I played with Daz. We had so much fun.
Nice. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Blake, how about yourself?
I would give this I'll actually give it a 3. Purely because if you're not, I know, I'm just bringing it down a little bit. Purely because I'm looking at those who are not hardcore in the loot and grab style games with all the stats and all the different types of armors and statistics. Because when you get high end in this game, for those who know how it works, it can get overwhelming. I got overwhelmed to the point of where I got to that point, hadn't played the game for ages. I came back to my high level character, I was confused, so I deleted him and started again. I literally started completely from scratch because it was just so overwhelming. So if you're not into that mindset, when you get to the end game and you're doing the raids and all the stats matter about your build, it can get a little bit overwhelming. But coming in with what Ray said about if you've got your mates in it as well, it's easy then because you can muck together, you can talk about it to help that out. But yeah, I'll give that a 3 purely because if you're not hardcore with this style of gameplay, it can be a little bit daunting end game.
That is a really good point, actually, Blake. And I've just downgraded my score because you're 100% correct. That has always been my problem with the Division. I played both Division 1 and 2, completed them both, and always struggled with the stats and the comparison stuff. You can't just, if you play something like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, for example, it's maybe a 1 to 10, or even oh cripey, the other one, Tom Clancy, Breakpoint. It's simple. They're really simple sort of, is it better, is it not better? It's almost green or red. Here it's like out of 700 or something, and it's got all sorts of additional bits and pieces, and you can spend hours looking at the gear that you just got in a mission and seeing if you want to keep it or get rid of it or use it to upgrade
and you've got to do
something
your homework
else.
at that point, haven't you? You've got to really do the maths and work it out. And also, depending on what gear set you have, will depend on what raid you go on and what style of boss you're fighting, kind of thing. Or maybe someone else has got a similar stats, so you need to do the opposite to compensate. Not to put people off. You just need to have that little bit of brain power at that point in the game.
It is a really good game, but you've got to be prepared to put the time in.
And I will give you that. I think that's what sometimes a lot of people get turned off with Cyberpunk 2077, all the little stats and building and everything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
No,
but I'm still keeping my score. I'm keeping my score.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you, mate. No, you're absolutely right. It's the same with Cyberpunk as well. And, if that's the kind of thing you like, then go for it. It's like Top Trumps, isn't it? Just sort of, well, I got better stats on that car. And the other thing that you made a point actually about playing with Daz, I used to play a lot with Lee with Stadia Mania, and we would just run around. We didn't even know what we would do. We just run around shooting stuff, but it was therapeutic, and you could talk for hours. And it didn't matter, it didn't really matter. You could just run around and use your guns and stuff and have a chuckle. So I totally agree. Number 4. Is it rewarding, Ray?
Oh, definitely. The loot. You got loot everywhere. Loot on every corner. Loot. It's extremely rewarding. So I actually gave it the highest 5. I gave it a 5.
Yeah. Blake, what do you think?
So I give it a 5 too, but not for the same reasons. With these type of games, that's the problem. There's so much loot that sometimes I've got a gun and I love the gun. I'm happy. I've customized it and it's exactly how I want it. And then I've maybe put so much time and money into that particular gun. And then two kills down the line, I've just picked up a green, which is much better than my purple, and I'm like, well, that was pointless. So for that reason, no. The reason what I find rewarding is, again, the teamwork style of it, the gameplay, the actual action itself. This game, when you're playing with a group of friends, you're all on Stadia, you got your screen share, and it's just the banter and the teamwork and the coordination you get with your friends, especially when you do a high-end boss, you're doing a raid, and you've done it with your mates. That, for me, is the reward. And then you may get some really good gear. here. But if I'm playing this on my own, just loot on its own isn't enough. It really isn't. I have to be doing this with other people.
Blake, there's some guns I just can't part with. I modified it. It's my baby. I can't. I keep it. I keep it in there. It's still, you can disassemble it. I can't. I got to keep it. I have to keep it.
I'm like that with one hat in Cyberpunk. I've got this kind of bowler hat. I can't depart from it. It's crap. I got it at level 7. It's a white, but I'm now like level 25, and I still wear it. It's the worst thing to have in a battle, but it just looks sick.
Wow. I agree, guys. I think it's hugely rewarding on many levels. As you rightly said, Blake, just in terms of the social aspect, it's hugely rewarding. But equally, if you are into looter shooters, it rewards you. You do struggle a bit, particularly when you're not max level, because every time you get something, it gets superseded really quickly, and that can be a little annoying, particularly if you found something you really like. But you soon learn what you do like, and then you know whether to keep it or, oftentimes you'll keep it way beyond its value. But yeah, no, totally agree. I gave it a 5 as well, so I think we're all on the same one there. And then finally, is it value for money? Never been a pro game, so this is one that we can be honest about in terms of price. And I'll tell you before we go anywhere, the current price, at least as far as the UK is concerned, is if you pick up the very base game, it's £25, about $30, or you can buy the Warlords of New York edition, which is about twice the price, and that gets you the latest DLC, the current seasons.
This game, to me, should have been, no disrespect to Destiny 2, but I would have made this the launch game for Stadia in the very beginning, because this game was simply amazing. I know a lot of people in the very beginning played the hell out of this game. It's a beautiful game. I'm very happy with what I paid for it. Plus, I bought the New York DLC and all the other stuff to it. Went from Washington, D.C. to New York. It's beautiful. It's well detailed. I went inside a building that was a coffee shop, and the menu and that's one thing about Ubisoft is the detail, it's the graphics. It's worth the money, people, and some.
Yeah, no, absolutely the same. I totally agree. Again, there's so much to do in this game, and like I said, once you get to the more further end in the game, and there's just so many different little things to do. Then you've got the season passes when you get to Warlords of New York, and you start to do all that kind of stuff. There's so many things to be doing, and again, you're not going to get bored if you've got a bunch of mates to play this game with. I guarantee you will not get bored. There's always something that's going to be going on. I remember trying to take out a standard patrol, and then all of a sudden, I don't know how, but two patrols collided at a I forget what you call it now. Like there was a I forget what they're called. You know when the robots come out and the robot dogs and everything in the Washington DC area? They had their like little checkpoints. That's it. So I had the checkpoint I was taking out with someone, and then there was patrol coming from one side, patrol coming from the other, and it was just back to back. We was getting mullered, but we couldn't stop laughing because like, are we done? No, we're not. I've never run out of ammo in this game until that point, and I thought this is nuts. It was fun. It was awesome. Like that. Right. That's value for money for me.
I gave 4. I did just for you, so you guys know, I did give it a 4. The reason I didn't give it a 5 because it's an older game, I think
give it a 5, Ray.
Gave it a 4.
Blake gives it a 5.
I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4.
It's actually been cheaper elsewhere. It's dropped down to like $5 or $6 at one point. Yeah. So purely on that basis, but. It is a brilliant game, and definitely, it's still around for a while. There's no talk yet of a Division 3, and the current season pass still works, still great. The Warlords of New York is an excellent update. So, yes, you could probably get it cheaper elsewhere, but it looks fantastic. It is 4K on Stadia, and you've got all the advantages of Stadia. Plus, you can play with us. What more can you ask? That's worth your money just there, is it not? Jump in with Blake and Ray. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The final score, which is, let me have a look here. I've got to change mine because I devalued one of them. I have not been keeping any idea of what Blake's score was, but I'm going to guess that it's. Let me put this in here.
I'm the age that Ariel gets in the clubs and lies about, 21.
Yes. So there you go. So I gave it a 19. Ray gave it 21, and I think Blake was a little higher. So I'm going in at about 22. Now that puts it firmly in the must-buy range. Anything from around 20 upwards is an absolute guaranteed purchase if you're a casual gamer. But I would say this is one you've got to have in your collection if you're buying the quality games for Stadia, which is what it is. So that's fantastic. Thank you ever so much for that, guys. Now that actually does, let me just hide this. There we go.
And your mama, you're going to tell me that Marvel Avengers is more rewarding than Division 2. You done lost your mind, boy. But anyway, you don't know what the hell. Come on now.
That is, I played it to the final mission, completed it, and I haven't picked it up since.
I got put off. I've not bought it yet. I've heard so many bad things. Yeah,
I know. I was told, someone told me it's going to be amazing. It's going to be like Destiny with loads of ongoing missions and stuff, and it's just never happened, sadly. But you know, it's good. Yeah, there is DLC that comes out, but you know, Destiny, they have these seasons, don't they? Every sort of couple of weeks there's a new season.
The Chosen.
Yes, that just came
today.
out.
Yeah, that was we didn't cover it in the latest news, but you're right.
No,
Ray.
we didn't.
That's launched literally yesterday, Tuesday. I've yet to pick that up. Actually, I mean, I've got it because I paid for the season for the year, but I've yet to run that. But you know me, I do love a bit of Destiny.
Yes,
but we'll get back. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We've actually we've had a full show as always. It's been great fun. We will do the usual thing and just run around and ask everybody where they can be found. So let's start with you, Ray.
Ray3473. I am the gaming cyborg. Of course, Wednesdays catch me with live Rokk and Ray. Also, I do my own thing. I stream. I announce when I'm streaming on Twitter. I also work with my good friend Colum. And on Friday, we're interviewing the composer for Spider-Man, Miles Morales. And then coming up, Raid, we're going to be interviewing Valhalla, the main actor. So stay tuned.
What? The male or the female?
The male.
Oh, I won't be bothering.
I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that, Blake.
No.
What?
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be nuts.
Yes, stay tuned.
I don't know how they manage it. And Callum's he's now exposed himself as well.
Yes, he did.
So,
and I had to bail him out of jail.
Oh no, why? Because he's only 12.
Himself. No,
right.
I'm just playing. I'm playing. No.
After we discovered last week your love of kits.
Callum is a handsome, brilliant young man, and he has a bright future, just like you, Blake. And thank you for coming on the show. I love you, brother. I love you very much.
Yeah, definitely. Talking of which, Blake, my lovely friend, where can people find you?
What's up, everyone? My name is Blake. I'm part of BlakeStadia. You can find me on YouTube at BlakeStadia and on Twitter at BlakeStadia. Catch you there.
At a Russian space station near you. Fantastic. Where can they find you, Rokk? Well, it's like this. Oh, that wasn't me trying to be your voice, by the way. I can't do Essex. There we are. Stadia Rocks on Twitter. This is the channel. I mean, you don't need to look anywhere else. If you're here, you're here. Thank you. Don't forget to hit a like. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Love to have you. And if you like to support the channel, join Team Rokk, like all them lovely people what did here. Oh, hang on, I'm covering myself up, which is not a bad thing. There they are. They're fantastic folk. Thank you very much, every one of you. Love you all. Thank you for joining us. And as always, we will have a new Raise Praise guest next week. I'm just trying to get rid of this because you don't want to be seeing this.
Check your DMs. You never know.
Yes, it could be you. It could be you. We haven't decided yet, but it's going to be fun. Blake, thank you so much for joining us today.
I've really enjoyed this. Thank you so much, guys.
Ah, mate,
Thank
we
you.
knew you would be fun.
Yes.
So and you certainly didn't let us down. So thank you very much.
Excellent.
Please go and subscribe to Blake's channel. Do you have a YouTube name, Blake? Have you got to the 100
No,
subscribers?
I need to hit 100. I'm at 65 at the moment, folks. So if you could do me a big fat favor, hit the sub button, because I want to try and get that thing, because it bothers me, because I can't memorize.
Yeah.
You can't memorize a URL like that.
What the hell? Why has this man not got 100 subscribers? Come on, there's enough of you. There's 4,000 of you in the chat. Get over to his channel right now.
Yes.
And
yes.
no, I'm not. There's not, mate. I wish. Do I look like Bryant or Sonny? But please do. And the same goes for my great friend Ray as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And Ray and I are celebrating because we both hit 1,000 Twitter followers, didn't we?
Yes,
Ray?
we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, Ray's super charged on from there since, but I hit mine today, so it's all good news.
It's funny. I actually hit my 100 today as well.
Did you?
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. And
Yes,
thank you. Shout out to the Stadia Bash community network.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
guys. Thank you guys for your support. Love you guys.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I
yeah.
wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the Stadia Bash. So thank you guys.
Yes, it's an amazing setup. Quick thank you to everybody that has donated today. My very good friend Mike Gibbons, who he and I go way back because we're old Stadia buddies from the very beginning. 2014, something like that. Absolutely. Now I wouldn't embarrass him, but if you want to talk about someone with an amazing story or 10, Michael is your man. You wouldn't believe what that guy's done and what he's up to right now as well. One day, Michael, I shall be bringing you on for an interview, my friend. And he's very much ensconced in game development as well. It's been some amazing stuff. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you once again, Blake. Thank you, Ray, as always. Ray, come on, mate. Come back. We're finished with you yet. Come on, what are you doing? Thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining us. It's been another cracking episode.
Awesome.
And we will see you next week for another round of Rokk and Ray Live. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
I couldn't resist. Sorry.
I love it. I love it.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you all soon.